we're recovering. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Bonita. Here we talk about all the things that we love as it relates to lifestyle and luxury. If you are new, welcome. Just know that we do videos twice a week. Usually on Wednesdays we have a luxury upload, and then on Fridays we do lifestyle videos, we vlog, we do Fast 5 Fridays. If you think you would like it here, I hope that you would stick around. Please comment, engage with us, like the video. Of course, we want you to subscribe. Today we have a tag video, so without further ado, we're gonna get started. Guys, you'll hear the cold. I have a cold with the weather change. I really think it may be allergies. I have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday, but we're gonna look at all the things. But it's all up in here. So I have my Ricola. We gotta film, we gotta stay on track. I no longer feel like Sunday I was a little low. Today is Tuesday, but I'm filming Monday. I just try not to talk most of the day, just schoolwork. But today is Tuesday and it's filming day. So we are going to attempt to film. So if we have to stop and cough, just ignore. But we have a tag video. I have 2 tag videos that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to roll out over the next couple of weeks. But the first one is from our girl, Shani Cole. I will pop a picture of her here in her channel, her information on the screen. Of course, I will link all her information down below. Shani is a beautiful soul. She has been on YouTube for a while. I found her a few years back. I do follow her also on Instagram. But if you like luxury, she talks about living a healthy lifestyle and all of her life's luxuries. I align with Shani because we believe that luxury is more than just material things. It could be a trip, it could be a handbag, it could be food, it could be an experience. Don't be fooled. She loves a good handbag. She has a beautiful collection. But again, I will link all of her information down below. I'm not sure if she started the tag, but I did come across the tag video from her. She was shouting out another channel, and I watched the young lady. I'll try to insert that influencer's information as well. Then I went back and watched Shani's video. But it's the mistakes I've made tag. I have seen that over on Instagram, TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but I get the TikTok stuff, I guess, late when it filters over to Instagram. But it is the mistakes I've made. The ones that I've seen is buying luxury. So that's what we're gonna do today, the mistakes I've made buying luxury. I think Shani did the mistakes I've made purchasing contemporary bags. I hope you guys are straight. I feel like my camera is a little crooked, but y'all just bear with me. So the first mistake that I've made in the past when purchasing luxury items would be purchasing something just because it's popular. And that's probably like an oxymoron because again, here I am making a video telling you why you should purchase or giving you a review why this is such a great bag. Even though the bag may be great for that person, for you, it may not fit my lifestyle. I purchased the Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM because everyone was saying that the MM is just great for an everyday bag. The MM, the GM was too big. The MM was just for gray every day, for travel, all of that. When I did purchase the MM and Damier Ebene, I don't like it. I needed something bigger for me because I wasn't using it for every day. I was using it for travel. And the shoulder straps just fit weirdly under my arm. And I never wore that bag and I ended up selling it. I missed out on the Neverfull GM. Even though the GM is really, really big, the GM is like totally oversized. It works better for me. It works better for my lifestyle at the time I was teaching. I could be wrong, but for me, in my mind, I'm sure I've convinced myself that the GM straps are a little bit longer. It just fits a little better. Now the GM is a huge, huge bag. I would probably cinch it in on the sides a little more, but for me, for travel, the GM definitely works best. And that is on my wish list to find like an older GM Louis Vuitton Neverfull, because we know that Neverfulls are $1 billion now for some odd reason. Another mistake that I think I've made, which works for me, but sometimes it works against me, is taking too long to do the research and pull the trigger. Just like I previously mentioned, I am a proponent of research, doing your research, making sure that you know what your why is, why you want to purchase anything in life. No matter what the price point is, you always want to know your why. You always want to count the cost before you purchase or go into anything. You always want to have an informed decision. But on the flip side of that, when you've done all of that, you've done all you can do, go ahead and buy the bag. Go ahead and take the trip. Go ahead and take the plunge. Just go ahead and do it. I have missed out on so many things, like the GM, like I was saying, because I just waited. I know I've done the research. I know it's going to work for me. I put it on the list and I just waited. I just still wait. I don't know if I'm waiting for certain things to go on sale. I don't know if I'm trying to psych myself out. I don't know. It's really being like double-minded, and that's not a good thing. So that's another mistake I've made. I'm never one to hop on to the trends. I kind of wait to see if something that is trendy that would work for me. I'm good about that, but then what I'm not good at is acting after I've waited. I wait too long. That's one thing that I have kind of regretted, in buying certain things, and not necessarily in luxury in general, because these things are always going to be around. But there's been several limited edition items from certain fashion houses that I should have acted on, and now, since they were limited edition, they're not in production, they're hard to find, and when you do find them in really good condition, the price is up. So that is another mistake that I've made. The third mistake that I would say that I used to make when purchasing luxury items was being afraid to buy pre-loved. When I first started purchasing luxury items for myself with my own money, I would always have to go in store, in boutique. I would always have to. And a lot of the times, because you've heard me say it 1,000 times, I do not live near readily available boutiques. I have to travel. We used to have probably about 10 years ago now, the Louis Vuitton moved to Charlotte. It was in Raleigh. It was in my town. It was a smaller boutique inside of Saks. And then when they decided they wanted to expand, they moved to Charlotte. So it's probably been about 10 years now. So with that being said, I would have to either travel to Charlotte, to Atlanta, to DC, to New York. I would have to travel, and which is good to see the item, to make sure that's something that it fits my lifestyle in person. I was really, really afraid to buy pre-loved, because pre-loved has so much of a stigma of it being someone's previous items, that I missed out on several things. One that I missed out that I really regret is the multicolor Speedy. I wanted it in white, like the Jessica Simpson multicolor Speedy. I could have had that bag a million times over. Could have. When they were popping up on the pre-loved, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, people were just getting rid of those. They were popping up on Fashion File, eBay, everywhere. They were popping up, and you could probably get those bags then, I don't know, $300 or less. You could, especially, and they were some that were in a really, really good condition. And it goes back to my previous point. If I missed out on a limited edition item and they're not making it again, they're gonna be pre-loved, and I just wouldn't pull the trigger because someone else owned it, which makes no sense, and I missed out. But now enter Pharrell, who everyone loves a Speedy. All of a sudden, the Speedy is going to be forever always my favorite Louis Vuitton, my favorite bag. Everyone loves a Speedy, an oversized Speedy. Vintage Speedies, traditional Speedies, all the Speedies have gone up. Speedies and Keepalls have gone up in price. So we have to, you don't have to, but I have to wait again for the next cycle for them to, for the people who are impulse buying and just buying for the trend. And once the Speedy trend is over in their mind, they'll resell it. I'll have to wait to get it that time, because I'm not going to purchase a Speedy for $10,000. about $8,000. Yeah, we just not doing that. Next mistake that I made when purchasing luxury items, and I would say in purchasing items in general, is just not being sure of how it's gonna fit into my lifestyle. I've gotten my collection pared down to pretty much, yeah, I've gotten rid of a lot of bags over the years. I used to purchase a lot of smaller bags, a lot of handheld bags when I was in corporate America and I needed to take my computer back and forth when I was a young professional. At that time, we had like portfolios, legal pads and things like that. I needed to take that and I would spend my hard-earned money in a lot of handheld smaller bags and then have to go to like Target or TJ Maxx or something and get some other, or Gap, you know, and get some kind of vegan leather or leather tote to put everything else in and my handbag inside. It just, you know, I just needed more totes at that time in my life. Then when I started teaching, same thing, I needed more totes. But I was buying the bags. I liked the bags, but they just necessarily didn't fit my lifestyle. And that's fine, and if that's within your budget. At the time, it wasn't in my budget. It wasn't in my budget to buy the handheld bag that I like, that I could take on Sundays or on date night or whatever, and then also go back and buy a really high quality, perhaps luxury tote. That just wasn't in my budget at the time. So I should have been probably buying a tote and then maybe have a nicer tote and then maybe having a cheaper, smaller bag. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting my cost per wear out of the bags that I spent most of my money on. So, and it was because I was not considering the bags that fit my lifestyle at that time. Just like I've done that with my wardrobe, I've done that in my luxury handbag collection. I have narrowed things down. I've gotten rid of. Then I went the other way and then just started buying multiples, like buying multiple totes in all price points, which was ridiculous. So I've gotten rid of most of my totes and I only have one traditional tote now. I have my Monsieur Gabrielle, and I'll pop a picture here, tote. And then I also have my Graceful, which is really not a tote, but I consider it a tote. It's more of a hobo bag, but I consider it a tote. And those would be the two bags that are totes, as opposed to, I think I had maybe 6 before. And out of the 6, probably 4 of them were luxury totes. So. And the final thing that I would say, that my luxury mistake that I made, shout out to my BFF Brandy, she really has helped me to understand not purchasing Chanel lambskin items. I was so afraid of Chanel in general and not wanting to purchase Chanel items in lambskin. I mean, I remember when I wanted to make the jump to Chanel like years ago, lambskin would be most of the items that I saw, but I would say no. I've always heard that lambskin is just not workable. And, you know, I've always had pretty much an active lifestyle, professional lifestyle, but active with my children, running the school. You know, when I wanted that next elevated bag, and it always would be Chanel, I would see lambskin and try it on. It would be lambskin. They would mostly have lambskin, and I wouldn't purchase it because I was afraid of lambskin. I just think that's kind of like a 2-fold one, maybe a 3-fold one, because I probably should have purchased pre-loved Chanel lambskin. I probably should have done the research to make sure what particular Chanel bag fit my lifestyle and then purchase it. Don't be afraid to purchase it. Alright guys, well those are the few mistakes that I made as I've learned how to purchase my luxury items. Shout out again to Shani Cole for the tag video. If you would like to do this video here on YouTube or on Instagram in your Instagram stories or what have you, maybe on TikTok, even in YouTube shorts, definitely tag me. Let me know that you did the video, so I would love to watch. I tag everyone who would like to do the video, but specifically I tag Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for hanging in with me. But I hope you guys are having a great week. And stay healthy, stay well, and God willing, I'll see you here on Friday. Bye.